Alright guys, welcome back to another stream. It's been quite some time since I went live, so today I thought to myself, why not go live? Because there is in fact a fair few things I want to talk about that's happening for Bitcoin and crypto, especially Bitcoin. Okay, now if you guys haven't seen my most previous video, you guys should definitely check it out because I already talked about this and I'm pretty sure you know, everyone already knows what is happening right now in the crypto space. It's pretty crazy. Okay, so that's exactly what I want to talk about for today's stream. You guys can see I have the Bitcoin chart right now. And you guys can see we did in fact see Bitcoin having a pump, right? And you guys can see there is in fact a pretty crazy wick that did in fact happen for Bitcoin. We actually saw Bitcoin a couple of hours ago pump all the way up to $30,000. It went up to $28,000 to $29,000, all the way up to 30K. You guys can just clearly see that. Why? Why did all of a sudden we see Bitcoin having this massive pump? Okay, this was a pretty big pump for Bitcoin, right? Why are in fact other altcoins pumping right now? And why is Bitcoin, right, dropping back down? Why did it drop back down to $28,000? We saw it all the way up to $29,000 to $30,000. Why did it, all of a sudden drop back down to 28K? So that is exactly what I want to talk about for today's stream. But yeah, you guys clearly see Bitcoin right now holding at 28,300. So right now, Bitcoin is holding, pretty decently, I must say. Okay, yesterday, even the day before that, we saw Bitcoin just below $27,000. So it was around, 26,900. You guys can clearly see that. And then we saw this massive run for Bitcoin that did in fact happen a few hours ago, right? For the past few hours. So let's talk about it. And of course, Bitcoin is pumping. That means altcoins are pumping as well. It's looking pretty good for altcoins, especially Solana, right? You guys can clearly see Solana today for the past 24 hours is up almost 9%. Okay, it's crazy. Solana is absolutely pumping today. And yes, you guys can see some other altcoins are in fact pumping, like 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, right? So the market is moving today, and you guys can see overall the market today is up 2.8%, almost 3%, right? And the global crypto market cap is currently sitting at 1.09 trillion. So it's still looking pretty good for the crypto market. So Bitcoin is up 4%, 4.3%, and Ethereum is up 2%. So let's talk about Bitcoin, okay? Why did Bitcoin pump? Why did we see Bitcoin having this massive run up to $30,000? And I must say, this is a crazy wick. You guys can just clearly see from this candle that happened yesterday, this crazy wick. Why did Bitcoin have this pump, right? And why did it drop back down to $28,000? Well, it's because of this, right? And I'm pretty sure we all already know the news, okay? This fake news that's spreading around right now. It's already trending, right? Everyone's talking about it. It's trending on Twitter and whatnot, right? About this Bitcoin ETF being approved. So apparently, the SEC approves Bitcoin spot ETF, okay? Apparently. The reason why I say apparently, okay, is because Cointelegraph, right? Cointelegraph has actually came out, and this happened, a few hours ago, and they tweeted this out, right? And they said here that, breaking news, SEC approves Bitcoin spot ETF, okay? And then a couple minutes later, they actually edited this tweet and has said pretty much the exact same thing, but instead they added reportedly into that tweet, right? So they actually edited it and added reportedly, okay? And then they actually removed it. So this tweet is no longer on the Twitter account. They actually completely deleted it and removed it because it was actually fake, right? The SEC did not approve a spot Bitcoin ETF. So I don't know why Cointelegraph decided to tweet this out. Okay, maybe they got a word right out there, but they weren't 100% sure. Okay, so I know for a fact Cointelegraph, right, is most likely going to be sued because of this, right? Because of this fake news, okay? Because it wasn't actually true, right? And I know a lot of people lost a lot of money. A lot of people got liquidated. A lot of people lost a lot of money today because of this tweet, right? So I know for a fact, most likely Cointelegraph is in trouble, okay, or someone that's working for Cointelegraph that tweeted this is in trouble, right? They might be getting sued, 100%, okay, because of this, right? Because it's not actually true, right? And then, of course, a couple of hours later, once they, removed and whatnot, they actually tweeted this out and apologized, right? It makes sense to apologize, right? But yeah, this is crazy what's happening right now in the crypto space, what's happening with Bitcoin and, Bitcoin ETFs and whatnot. But this just shows you guys, okay, with even like this is actually not a approval for a Bitcoin spot ETF. It was all fake at the start, right? Like this is fake news. You guys can just clearly see how much Bitcoin has pumped, right? Because of this fake news. Imagine the real deal, right? That comes along. Imagine, okay, when, okay, the SEC approves a spot Bitcoin ETF, right? When that day does, eventually happen, it's not if, guys, it's when, right? Okay, remember that. When this does eventually happen, you can just imagine how much Bitcoin is going to pump, right? Bitcoin's going to be, pumping a lot, and not just Bitcoin, pretty much the entire crypto market, right? I'm telling us right now, a lot of money is going to be poured into Bitcoin when a spot Bitcoin ETF gets approved. There's going to be a lot of FOMO. I'm telling us that right now, okay? A lot of people are going to be buying and FOMOing into Bitcoin, right? It's eventually going to happen, guys. And this is why I've been telling you guys many times to buy Bitcoin. If you guys haven't seen, my previous videos that I've uploaded for the past week, for the past few days, I've been buying Bitcoin, and I've been showing you guys that I have in fact been, investing and accumulating and DCAing into Bitcoin, right? Because I know where Bitcoin is heading in the next few months. It's eventually going to pump. We know the halving is obviously right around the corner. That means Bitcoin will pump. Every single time we have the halving, we know what that means, guys, right? That is where Bitcoin tends to pump the most. That's when we enter the real bull run for Bitcoin and we enter the next bull cycle, right? The next bull market. So, of course, the next upcoming few years, 2024, and of course, especially 2025, are going to be some amazing years for Bitcoin and crypto overall, right? So, yeah, Cointelegraph apologized. Okay, this is obviously fake. And understand, guys, right, this is fake news. But like I said again, this is exactly what happened with Bitcoin. You guys can see it just pumped all the way up to $29,000. It pretty much touched 30K. You guys can just clearly see that, 30,100, right? So even with this fake news, it was in fact obviously a fake pump. But understand, when the real deal does in fact come along and the SEC does officially, approve a Bitcoin spot ETF, and understand, guys, if one gets approved, then the rest will get approved, right? It makes sense. Bitcoin's gonna pump, right? And you guys can see what it did today. Okay, what we saw for Bitcoin, it's crazy, right? So you can just imagine when a spot Bitcoin ETF gets approved, Bitcoin's gonna pump a lot, right? And even though this is fake news and a fake pump and whatnot, when the real one comes along, guys, it's gonna be insane. I'm telling us that right now. So if you really think about it, this is the opportunity right now to buy as much Bitcoin as you possibly can. While Bitcoin is still below 30K, it's still a great time to buy as much Bitcoin as you possibly can, guys. Right now is the perfect opportunity, the biggest opportunity to do all that, right? So yeah, correction, the, Cointelegraph tweet suggesting approval of the BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF is inaccurate. BlackRock has clarified that their ETF is still undergoing review. Okay, so that's that, guys, right? So it's still undergoing review for, BlackRock for the, spot Bitcoin ETF, right? And obviously a lot of people, like I said, got liquidated and have lost a lot of money because of this. But yes, Bitcoin is obviously dropping back down. We did in fact see it up like $29,000 and pretty much 30K. It just touched 30K and now it's back down at $28,000. But even with this, right, Bitcoin is still up nearly 6% in the past, 24 hours, right? It's still up 6%, which is amazing. Okay, so maybe you guys can let me know, will we see Bitcoin hold at this level of where it is right now at $28,000, or will we see Bitcoin, drop back down to 27K or even 26K, right? Let me know, guys. I'd love to know. Personally, I think we might potentially see Bitcoin hold this level at $28,000. I think that's going to be amazing to see. Or we might actually see Bitcoin have another small pullback back down to the downside to maybe even 27K. We will see, but so far Bitcoin is still up 6%, right? But yeah, it's pretty much 4% right now. It's slightly having a drop right now, but Bitcoin is still holding strong at $28,000, right? So that's obviously great to see. So yeah, like I was saying, a lot of people, were in fact liquidated today. Okay, a lot of people that were in fact shorting Bitcoin have lost a lot of money. Okay, so I know a lot of people got wiped out. Fake SEC approval reports raises $71 million in Bitcoin short positions. I don't know if this is actually true, if it's actually $71 million, but that is obviously a lot of money. So clearly, a lot of people were in fact liquidated, and a lot of people did obviously lose a lot of money today because of this, right? So yeah, that's that. Pretty sad, right? A lot of people, got manipulated, I guess, right? So that's that. But let's talk about the Bitcoin charts real quick. So we know Bitcoin, okay, soon enough it's gonna break this resistance line, and already did, right? Bitcoin is already at $28,000. So we know a couple of months ago it broke the first resistance line, and then it broke the second resistance line just recently. Okay, so we will potentially see Bitcoin rise higher and higher and higher, right? Eventually we're gonna see Bitcoin pump back up to 30K, okay, and to $31,000. Then it's gonna reach 32K, okay, and then it's going to go up to 35 to 40, right? And it's going to continue on from there until it reaches back up to its previous all-time highs, which is around 69K, close to 70K, right? And then we're going to obviously see Bitcoin pump even higher and, of course, reach a new all-time high, right? So obviously the future is looking pretty bright for Bitcoin, okay? It really, really is. And we should be very bullish because of that. And we should be hanging on there, guys, for Bitcoin. We should not be panicking right now for Bitcoin or anything like that. We should be very, very bullish right now for Bitcoin. This is the most important time right now to be very bullish for Bitcoin, guys. Okay, it really, really is. So that's that. Bitcoin is still holding strong, $28,000, and soon it's going to keep rising, right? And long term, okay, we know what's going to happen, right? 2024 and 2025 is going to be some amazing years for Bitcoin. Okay, so let's look at this chart right here. So the top chart is from 2014 to 2017. This is what happened with Bitcoin, with the halving that happened in 2017 for Bitcoin. And then what's going to happen for, this year, 2023 to next year in 2024. Okay, and of course, our upcoming halving event for Bitcoin, what's going to happen? Well, something similar is going to happen, right? We're going to enter different phases for Bitcoin. Okay, and we know, guys, every single time we have a halving for Bitcoin, this is where Bitcoin tends to pump the most. Okay, and this is when we enter, the real bull run, right? We're going to enter the next bull run for Bitcoin. We're going to enter the next bull market, right? So just like what I did in 2017, we had the halving, and you guys clearly see, right? We didn't see Bitcoin pump straight away once we had the halving. Okay, we've got to give it, a few months time, and then it will pump. And that's why I've been telling guys, in my previous videos, that the end of the year in 2024, that is when we will really see Bitcoin pump. Okay, so the end of the year in 2024, okay, maybe around September or October, that's when we're going to really see Bitcoin pump. And then, of course, throughout 2025, we're going to be in a bull market for sure. So Bitcoin's just going to continue to pump up to the upside, right? So we should be very, very excited for that. So yeah, what happened in 2017 will potentially happen for next year in 2024, our next upcoming halving event for Bitcoin, right? So the future is looking, pretty bright for Bitcoin and crypto overall, right? It really, really is, guys. So be ready for that, because we're going to see Bitcoin pump. It's going to easily reach back up to its previous highs, okay? And of course, reach a new all-time high, right? Sometime in 2024 and 2025 especially, right? We're going to see Bitcoin reach at least 100K. And over 100K easily, right? That's easily going to happen. So be prepared for that for all my Bitcoin holders out there. So since the market is pumping, Bitcoin is obviously, holding pretty well at $28,000. The altcoins are obviously pumping as well. How are investors feeling? So the FinGreed index right now is still in neutral. Yesterday it was actually neutral, but we clearly did in fact have a slight spike up. That's because Bitcoin is moving and the crypto market is moving as well. So it's understandable why the FinGreed index did in fact have a spike up today at 52. Yesterday was at 47. Still in neutral, still in the middle. People and investors are not really quite sure how they feel right now for Bitcoin and crypto. So it's still neutral, right? Which is good. But like I said many times, we all should be very, very bullish right now for Bitcoin and crypto, right? Especially Bitcoin. Okay, so that's that. Now, the Bitcoin monthly returns. Okay, I told you guys October. Usually October is actually a great month for Bitcoin. And so far, Bitcoin is up 5%, 5.2%, right? So will this continue? Will we see Bitcoin continue to rise up, right? Will it go higher than 5%? Will it go to 10% or over 10%, right? At the end of this month in October? Because we know, and I've told you guys this many times, and we all know that October is a great month for Bitcoin, right? It really, really is. So the month of October, we might potentially see Bitcoin, continue to have this pump up. We might actually, see Bitcoin touch back up to 30K, either this month or even next month in November, because we know November is actually a pretty decent month for Bitcoin as well, right? So we will see. So far, Bitcoin this month is holding pretty strong, up 5%, 5.2%. So that's that. But yeah, guys, Bitcoin is pumping. Everything is pumping as well. The market overall is still holding pretty strong. Let me just go ahead and refresh it. Everything's still holding strong, guys. But yeah, it's just crazy how Bitcoin just pumped that much. And understand this was fake news, right? And then it just obviously dropped back down. And obviously a lot of people got liquidated and a lot of short positions, okay? A lot of people just lost money in general, right? So that's that, guys. But yeah, it's just crazy what the chart is looking like for Bitcoin right now. But yeah, that's that. You guys can let me know in the comments down below how do you guys feel about this. But personally, I really don't mind because I bought Bitcoin yesterday. I bought Bitcoin. I've been buying Bitcoin. I've been buying a lot of Bitcoin. I've been investing a lot, like heavily into Bitcoin, right? Like last week, even the week after that, I'm still accumulating as much Bitcoin as I possibly can right now, guys. Okay, because the reason why I'm doing that is because you guys have to understand, right? We're no longer potentially going to see Bitcoin below $30,000 ever again in Bitcoin history. Once we actually see Bitcoin pumping, right, we see Bitcoin pump back up to $30,000 to 40 to 50 to 60 to 70, back up to its previous all-time highs. And of course, it's going to, continue on from there. It's going to reach a new all-time high. Once that happens, guys, which is going to happen potentially next year, 2024 to 2025, right, of course. Once that happens, we're never going to see Bitcoin at $28,000 ever again. Okay, I've been telling you that many times. So that is why personally, I am accumulating as much Bitcoin as I possibly can right now, especially when Bitcoin is below $30,000, right? And for the people out there that, if you missed buying Bitcoin, like let's just say you missed buying Bitcoin and Bitcoin's below $20,000. So if you missed Bitcoin, buying it at $15,000 to 16 to 17 to 18, right? Buy now, okay, while it's still below 30K. Okay, it's never too late to buy, guys. So right now, I still think it's a great time to buy as much Bitcoin as you possibly can. Okay, it's still cheap, it's still at a bargain, and we all should be investing into Bitcoin for long term, right? We shouldn't be doing this for short term. We should be doing this for long term, right? Because we know Bitcoin is a great long term investment, right? Really, really is. And I'm pretty sure you guys can, agree with me on that one. So that's that. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end today's stream. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. I just really wanted to come on here and just talk about what happened with Bitcoin, why all of a sudden we actually saw Bitcoin having this massive pump and then it just dropped back down. This was obviously a fake pump because of fake news. Okay, like I said, Coin Telegraph, okay, tweeted this out saying that, you know, the SEC approved a Bitcoin spot ETF when that wasn't actually true. And then obviously a lot of people got liquidated and lost a lot of money, you know, especially Bitcoin short positions. When people were shorting Bitcoin, they lost a lot of money because of this. So that's that, right? But yeah, that's that, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. If you guys haven't seen my most previous video that I uploaded literally a couple of minutes ago, you should definitely check it out. But that being said, hope you guys enjoyed it. Give a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys all in my next video. Have a good one, guys.